previous session, we understood what is the purpose of SQL. Now let's see how I am going to write a SQL. Let's write our first SQL statement and let's see what is the impact when I'm creating a dashboard. If I use SQL, what kind of thing I can do. And to understand this SQL, we have to understand many more things like what is SQL statement, what are the SQL identifier, what are the SQL literals, what are the special characters we have, and how we can write a comment. Like how when you write a apex statement, you can write a comment line. So how we can write a comment line, what are the different kind of operators we need to use, how I can write a SQL statement completely with different keywords it uses, like something for each, filter, dimension filter, grouping, many more things. We'll go and cover each one by one. Nothing to worry for that. Okay. So now let's understand how I'm going to write SQL. So when I'm writing SQL, I'll start with a dashboard and I'll show you how the dashboard formed and what kind of changes we can do. If I go to my analytics studio now, let me close this. Okay, I'm in the Analytics Studio now. You can see if you're not here, simply go to your App Launcher. From App Launcher, you just click on Analytics Studio. It will open your Analytics Studio. And from Analytics Studio, what you can do now, I'm going to create a dashboard. Simply, I click on my all items. Then you can see dashboard. From dashboard, I click on create. So now I'm clicking on create app dashboard. So as you know, you can create dashboard by using some template or you can create dashboard with blank. So right now I'm creating a dashboard as a blank dashboard. Okay. So now dashboard when I'm creating, as you know from previous sessions, you will need a data set. So now let's put a widget, chart widget to see what kind of data set we can do. Now to add a data set for this chart, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this chart. It will ask me what kind of data set you want. Let's take this DTC opportunity data set. Okay, I click on it. So I did only this much thing, nothing else. Now based on this data set, we can see some kind of chart and data is there. So now it's a in when you want to write SQL, what we can do, I'm going to click on my SQL mode. So if you want to write SQL statement, you have to click on this query mode or you can say SQL mode. Once you click on it, you can see some kind of statements come. Okay, you can see like it's input stream and operations and some name stream came as output stream, everything you know. So this statement you can see this is nothing but what my SQL statement to visualize my data. Okay. So now we have to understand how I am going to write these statements. Okay. So what are the syntax I need to follow? What is this for each? What is this group? What is this load? Okay. So once we come to query mode, what we need to do? We have to understand what is my SQL statement exactly. So again, SQL nothing but load your input data, operate on it, and output as a result data. We can see everything. My final data nothing but my data set which I am displaying here. You can see what kind of data I'm going to get here. So if I explain these query statements, before to explain, let me see the chart what happened. So in the chart, I'm going to display the number of rows, totally 671. If you see the SQL here, so I have taken one data set. Okay, I grew by all field, then each record what I have taken their count and that count I am displaying here. Total count I am displaying here. Okay, some kind of SQL statement we have. We will write more complex statement than this. To do that, first we have to understand how I am going to do this. So each SQL statement will have an input stream, operation, output stream. And whenever you want to write a SQL statement, the most important thing, we have to understand what kind of keyword we have and what kind of identifiers or literals we can use and what are the special characters we have and what kind of SQL functions we have. So that we need to understand. And always, whenever we write statements, SQL statements, end that statement with a semicolon, and each query line what you write will assign that to a stream or to an identifier called stream. We have to assign that to a stream simply. Okay, you can see every statement being assigned to a name stream. Okay, so now let's see what we can do. So now these are the very basic things we'll cover up quickly. Okay, So like you, if you have anytime written any SQL statement like Salesforce object query language or SOSL, Salesforce object search language, same mechanism will follow here, same concept will use here to write SQL. So whenever you have identifier, let's see, let's see this field. If you see amount is a field, it's identifier, correct? So this each identifier will be closed in a single quote. You cannot close the identifier in a double quote. If you do that, that will be wrong. So SQL identifiers are case sensitive and must be enclosed in a single quotation mark. Let me go here. Okay. So here I am treating this as an identifier. Okay. So the operation what I taken it's as identifier. I cannot see now if I click run query. Let me change little bit here, double quote here, simply change, or I can show you in some other example also when I'm doing this run query. See, it's not accepting. All the identifiers should be in a single quote. Same way, I'll have some kind of literals. Let's see, for example, I will say, okay, I want to get the opportunities which are with stage as close on. So close on nothing but a literal for me. So how I can write that literals? I have different kind of literals which I can say number literal, string literal, boolean literals. Okay. So each literals we can use in my double quote. Let's see, I want opportunity with my stage as okay. Let's see closed one. So closed one nothing but becoming my literal here. Okay. So all literals I should write string type literal as a double quote. I can use my number literal, I can use boolean literal, everything. Okay. Same way we have different kind of special characters which every like semicolon which we need to use to terminate each statement. Like if you see here, each statement I am just terminating with semicolon. So you cannot use semicolon anywhere in between. Semicolon means your statement ends there. Same way you can use single quote to do your to mark something as an identifier. Okay, so you can use double quote. These are my special characters to use as a quote string. You can use parentheses for any function call. Let's say I want to do aggregate. So here you can see count nothing but my measure, or you can say my functions, my function call, or like aggregate functions. So whenever you want to have function call, you can use this parentheses used for function calls. Okay, and we have brackets like whenever you want to do the let's see, for example, I want to get all the opportunity which closed in 2015, 2016, and 2017. So what I can do, I can write in my brackets the range you can say. Okay, I want to get opportunities which are closed in 2015, 2016, and 2017. So like that, I can define also. So we used to denote any kind of array. Okay. So like if I have multiple values to check or match, we can put as a array values. That time you can use the brackets. Same way, we have period, we have two colon, we have two period. So when I say period, we use this for referencing a particular member of object. For example, like how you access the field names account dot account type same way. So particular field or member of object to access, we can use simply my dot operators, or you can say period operators. Same way we have two columns. So this is basically we use to identify or to specify the data set that a measure or dimension belongs to by placing these columns between data set names. Okay, like see, I'll talk about this more detail when you go to the left join or outer join. When that kind of example we'll see how these columns we are going to use. Okay, so same way you have two period. Whenever you use to separate the range of values. Okay, I want to get opportunities which close from 2010 to 2020. So instead of writing 2010, 11, 12 like this, I can give a range. So that range to define. Like in this example, I want to get some data from a particular date, like January 1st to 31st January. Complete range to define, I can use these periods. So there's nothing but my some special characters we use. And whenever I want to use any comment, simply I can use double dash, or you can say sequential hyphens. So now let's see. Let me run query and see this query works nice. Let's consider I don't want to keep the limit. Simply I can comment it out. Okay, simply this is nothing but my comment statement. Like in Apex, you write comment like this, or you write comment like this. Same way, we can write comment here using my sequential hyphens, or you can say double dash. Okay, so we'll see in the next what kind of operators we have, and these operators anyhow you know, and we'll just do the examples to understand how deeply we can use MySQL statements. Thank you. Stay tuned for next.